Is the Philadelphia front office actually trying to brainwash their own superstar quarterback? It sounds like a rejected Hollywood script, but word inside the building is that the Eagles might be using a hit-piece strategy to finally get through to Jalen Hurts. This is a level of psychological warfare we haven't seen in the NFL in years. And if it backfires, the 2026 season could be a total train wreck before it even begins. Before we dive into this chaos, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. While the rest of the world is busy tearing Jalen Hurts apart, the real power players inside the NovaCare complex are secretly eyeing a weapon that could change everything at pick 23. Everyone is expecting an offensive lineman or a cornerback, but the bird might be about to pull a fast one on the entire league. We're talking about a move that mirrors the 2021 draft, a move that prioritizes raw, explosive talent over safe roster filling. The name on everyone's lips right now is Indiana wide receiver Omar Cooper. He just stepped into the building for a top 30 visit, and the hype is becoming a physical force. We're looking at a guy who isn't just a receiver. He's a physical nightmare. He clocked a 4.42 at the combine, hauled in 13 touchdowns last season, and has hands like glue. But it's not just the stats, it's the style. Scouts are comparing him to a faster Deebo Samuel. Imagine that in this offense. While Devonta Smith is a technician and A.J. Brown is a brute force, Cooper is a Swiss Army knife who can wreck a game from the slot or the outside. With the rumors swirling that A.J. Brown might actually be on the trade block, wide receiver has suddenly vaulted from a luxury to an absolute emergency. If Brown is gone, does Omar Cooper become the new focal point of this passing attack? But wait until you hear what the owner is saying about the defense. Do you think the Eagles are crazy for considering a wide receiver in the first round again? Or is this exactly what Jalen Hurts needs to succeed? While the offense is looking for sparks, the defensive line is facing a massive identity crisis. We all thought Brandon Graham was about to announce he was coming back for one last run, but that turned out to be a massive bait and switch. Instead of a contract, we got a marketing update. This leaves a gaping hole in the pass rush rotation. The strategy in Philly has always been about waves of rushers. Howie Roseman doesn't want stars who play 90% of the snaps. He wants fresh legs that terrorize quarterbacks in the fourth quarter. If they don't find that in the draft, they might have to go the veteran route. There's a massive name floating around. Cam Jordan. Yes, he's 36. Yes, he's played nearly 250 games. But the guy just dropped 5 sacks on a defense that was essentially falling apart around him. He's looking for one last contract where he feels valued. And for a few $1 million, he could be the next Chris Long for this franchise. The problem: every contender from Green Bay to Dallas is looking to start a bidding war for his services. If Philly misses out on Jordan and fails to draft a stud at 23, this defense could be in for a long, painful year. And speaking of defense, we need to talk about the man in the middle, Jalen Carter. There's a dark cloud forming over his future in Philly, and it started with a very awkward press conference from Jeffrey Lurie. When asked about Carter, the owner gave a response so cold you could see the frost on the microphone. He called him a very good player, and then immediately shut down any talk of an extension. Compare that to the way he raves about Jalen Hurts, and you start to see the divide. People are whispering that the team is tired of the recklessness and the health concerns. Carter is a generational talent, but if he can't stay on the field or keep his head in the game, he might be looking at a prove-it year that determines if he ever gets that second contract in midnight green. He has to prove he can be the dominant force for 17 straight games, not just flashes of brilliance. But the drama with Carter is nothing compared to the absolute circus surrounding the quarterback. Now we get to the absolute heart of the madness. The latest report out of Philly isn't just spicy, it's borderline insane. There's a growing belief that the Eagles organization thinks Jalen Hurts has stopped listening to them. The report claims that the only way to reach the QB is to leak stories to ESPN because he doesn't value internal criticism anymore. Can you imagine being a franchise quarterback and finding out your coaches are talking to reporters just to get you to change your footwork or your attitude? It sounds like a total betrayal of trust. The media is painting a picture of an icy locker room where Hurts is a steely figure who won't smile and won't engage. They're claiming the locker room was torn between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, with some people even siding with A.J. because they felt Jalen's shortcomings were the real problem. But here's the kicker. Jalen's teammates are actually coming out of the woodwork to defend him. They're calling these reports embellished and ridiculous. It feels like a coordinated hit piece. Why now? Why this week? It feels like the media is trying to create a narrative that Hurts is too conceited to lead. Let's look at the facts. In 2021, they said he couldn't throw. He responded by almost winning a Super Bowl. Then the coaching staff changed, the play calling went to trash, and suddenly it's all his fault again. It's a rinse and repeat cycle. Every time the Eagles don't win at all, the media finds a way to blame Jalen's personality. But shouldn't his performance in 2 Super Bowls earn him a little bit of grace? The reality is that Philadelphia has brought in a new offensive coordinator to fix the slop from last year. If this new system works, Jalen Hurts will be a hero again by October. If it fails, these leaked stories are going to turn into a full-blown mutiny. Who is truly to blame for the collapse last season? Is it Jalen's leadership, or is the front office playing a dangerous game of leak and destroy? Drop a name in the comments. As we move toward the draft, the tension is at an all-time high. The Birds are scouting receivers, hunting for pass rushers, and trying to manage a locker room that the media is trying to set on fire. The draft is only weeks away, and every move Howie Roseman makes will be under a microscope. Will they go for the Deebo Samuel clone, Omar Cooper to replace a potentially departing A.J. Brown? Or will they pivot and try to save the defense with a veteran like Cam Jordan? One thing is certain. The Philadelphia Eagles are never boring. Whether it's psychological games with their QB1 or bait-and-switch announcement from legends like Brandon Graham, there is always a storm brewing. Jalen Hurts has proven people wrong his entire life. He's been benched, traded, doubted, and criticized, and every single time, he's come back stronger. The media wants you to believe he's the problem. They want you to believe he needs an ESPN article to tell him how to play football. But if you watch this guy play, you know he's focused on one thing, getting back to the big game. The noise is just noise. But the draft is where the real answers will be found. If the Eagles walk away with a top-tier receiver and a pass rusher who can actually get to the quarterback, the rest of the league better watch out. This is going to be a pivotal month for the franchise. The decisions made in the next 3 weeks will echo for the next 3 years. Stay locked in, because this Jalen Hurts saga is just getting started, and the draft is about to blow the lid off everything we think we know. Don't believe everything you hear in the media, but definitely keep your eyes on pick 23. The Eagles are hunting, and they're looking to strike fast. We'll be here to cover every trade, every pick, and every leaked report that tries to shake the foundation of this team. The road to 2026 is paved with drama, and we're just getting started. Who's your dream pick for the Eagles at 23? Let's hear it. Get those comments in, and we'll see you in the next one.